battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Singing like Ali, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
Galing din sa una naming laban, hindi namin nakalain yung mga pinik nila kaya natalo kami. Usap-usap kami na mag-reset. Kaya nung nagka-ayos-ayos na kami yung Game 2, tinuloy-tuloy na lang namin hanggang sa Game 3. Kaya naging maganda naman yung resulta. Para sa laban namin sa TME, alam namin na malakas sila, lalo na kay JLC na kahit saang team siya napunta, halos lahat nag-champion. Pipilitin namin manalo, lalo na sa magiging matchup namin, kakayanin.
Magandang gabi mga summoners, ako po si Vulcan, kasama ko si Arctic. Kami ang maging shoutcasters nyo papuntang match 1 ng match 2 ng game 1 pala. Sorry guys. And now, again, from that interview with, I guess from Icarus, the respect on the JLC.
Definitely. And this is quite the interesting match that we have here today. Actually, for week 3, ito yung pinaka-inaabangan ko kasi ito yung magde-determine sa where TNC stands as far as ranking. Because in all fairness, there's been a lot of hype for TNC lately, and I'm probably one of the people that's riding that hype right now because they've proven themselves, just riding the waves. Pero
I think it's also the fact that, as Gisto did mention, that sometimes people can overrate a team.
Yes.
And sometimes people would just forget that TNC is a team with flaws, with, I'd say, difficulties adjusting. But from the performances they've been giving over the past few weeks, I would say that I am one of those people that think that TNC is a strong team. But let's not try to say that. I mean, for TME, the RD champions of the previous split, the 2017 summer split of the 2017 Packers Pro Gaming Series.
But then again, you can't have to discount the fact that this is probably going to be the ultimate test for TNC. Because in all fairness, week 1, week 2, I guess, sakto yung mga laban nila.
Oh, actually, there's a trivia for our viewers out there. Note that in the intro video, you would wonder why sila si EXO, sila Mark, sila JLC, why are they in the other side grouped up with the 4, and where we see the new teams like TNC, Barcy, Infused, and Naga. Why are they on that side? Because the fact that is, the concept was that, I mean, the 4 teams that entered the PGS, they're kind of the new ones that they have to prove something. Where for TME, I mean, IPT, Mineski, AEX, big names, stayed constantly and showed their worth and proved to us that they have what it takes to be called a PGS team. So for TNC, they have to prove to us.
And this is a great way to prove it because finally, makakatapat sila ng isa sa teams that people have higher expectations of as far as being at the top of the ladder. And of course, looking at the standings right now, gaya nga ng nakikita natin dahil sa magandang showing ni Mineski in IPT kanina, it shows how TNC got booped to second place. But yes, with the results for later, depende pa rin yan. If they could push for a 2-0, which is potentially a little bit trickier, then it would propel them to first. But at this point, we're gonna have to see how it goes because this is TME that they're facing off. And you can't discount the fact na gaya nga ng sabi mo, champion yung mga yan. So, if TNC, you have to look at week 1 and week 2 of TNC, it's like climbing hills. This one is a little bit more of a steep mountain na aakyat nila.
And for TNC, I mean, I think the point that Arctic was trying to get across, sorry for cutting it off there, it was like the fact that, how do I say this? When TNC was facing the teams in the previous weeks, they weren't facing, I would say, from the video that's the reason why I brought up the video. 4 teams on the other side and 4 teams on the other side. I mean, the new ones and the old ones. That's why I feel like TNC's real test will show against TME. Being that, You know, TME, they are the champions of the 2017. They still have a lot to prove because a lot of new competition, a new and improved TNC. Demon is here. You know, there was a lot of hype surrounding this guy. Can he perform? Can he bring something to the table here?
And you know what's interesting is, kung papanoorin niyo yung interviews ni Demon for week 1 and week 2, week 1, syempre, since bago siya sa PGS, everybody goes through those jitters of biglang isasalang ka sa
Excited.
interview. Yeah, you're excited, you're nervous, and coming off a 2-0 win, ang sarap ng feeling na ganun. So, may running joke na as the weeks go along, like if TNC keeps on winning and winning, unti-unting maging komportable si Demon. If he-
Or it's like, it's kind of tiresome to always win.
Yeah.
That could be
Oh.
something that I think TNC can, be more confident about. Medyo napagod kami kasi laki naman na interview. Grabe naman. Grabe naman panalo. But against TME, it is a different story. The
True.
tier of the team, TME being the champions of the 2017. Can TNC show everyone in the Philippines that they have what it takes to be called maybe at the top 4 teams or maybe overthrow the Eagles?
Malalaman natin yan, Vulcan, in just a bit. Pero pasok tayo sa pick and ban phase. Looking at the bans right now. Tingnan mo nga naman, heavy focus. All 3 bans gonna be thrown kay Trevor as far as what TNC has taken away. Meanwhile, a little bit of a difference for TME. 2 jungle bans onto Burst plus that Azir from Haze. Very standard bans. What's really prominent as of the 8.3 patch.
Can I just say that when it comes to TME, they have their old roster secured and nothing changed. But for TNC, great talents coming into this PGS. I'm excited to see how the dynamics of Demon and Orthros have changed over the course of the week.
Exactly.
And for Marky and Rox, of course, being the support for Marky, Rox is doing an excellent job at that. But there are times where I think that we do see that there are moments where TME have some lapse of judgment when it comes to Marky. He does get a bit too into the game.
That's true. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to look at it as TME. In all fairness to them, week 1, week 2, week 3, they've been facing some pretty tough opponents. So, alam mo yun, medyo... week 1, week 2, medyo batak na sila. So,
Yan
going
na.
into week 3, it's just a little... Okay!
Oh, yeah, baby! Again, Hayes will be showing us his Yasuo.
I have to take a sigh of... I have to take a deep breath right now because...
Kasi it's a mid-lazy Zoe, Young, and you can block most of the skill shots with the wind wall. Is this the solution to a Zoe mid lane? A Yasuo pick?
I'm wondering...
The
Vulcan will
best
just
champion
find out.
in the Philippines server.
Naku, patay tayo.
Highest win rate. Highest pick rate. Yung Bayan champion, Yasuo, will be making his game here into match 2 of game 1. Now on to phase 2.
This is what I love about TNC as far as how they draft. They're not afraid to throw out these champions that might not necessarily be as frequent in the meta, but still, if you know that your player is sufficient at playing it, why not? And tingnan mo nga naman, like, from what has been drafted so far for TNC, the Braum, the Sejuani, all of them have their knockups working for them. So, talagang nakikita natin na there's a lot of tools wherein Hayes can really shine on this champion. And in a way, make up for lost ground during week 2.
And for TME, the way that they played, rather, it's TNC, when they play, it's like when you see Demon and Orthros play, it's like you're seeing, rather since they're kind of young, they're new to the PGS, you see the excitement, and then they enter the game room with, well, let's
Yeah.
play. Like, let's just treat it as we enjoy the play, then we would actually enjoy the game.
True.
But for TME, they're more serious. They're seasoned veterans, I would say, more experienced compared to the bot lane of TNC.
Yeah.
So the mentality is different entering this game, but all comes down to execution. And TME gets away the Alistar.
Ooh, interesting. So Alistar pick right
Or
there
Rox.
for Rox. Yeah. So, meanwhile, let's go ahead and see though. Interesado akong makita kung anong champions ang ipipick ng TNC to round up this particular composition. Are they gonna pick champions that further complement Hayes? Maybe balance it out a little bit more para hindi maging masyadong reliant kay sa mid laner nila. But looks like Demon gonna be running the Twitch.
This is interesting because a Twitch has that sneaky element, and it's going to be a TNC. They will be hovering on this and locking it on the Cho'Gath. Interesting. We're seeing 1, 2, 3 knockups there for TNC's side. But for TME, this is going to be GL. They do have a tendency to pick GLZ last, no? so that JLC can really perform well in his lane and carry the team, perhaps.
All fair. Oh, yes.
Never mind.
That's what I'm talking about. We're going to be seeing some Urgot from Team Manila Eagles. But
Oh.
I'd like to also cap on the Cho'Gath pick real quick. I like the fact that may knock up for the Yasuo as well. That's another knockup. But it also allows TNC to at least have some AP damage under their belt as well. So, pretty good for TNC overall. I'm liking it. I think I would favor TME's composition a bit more, because if TNC can't execute with the composition, if they can't get on the same page, if the synergy is off even by just a bit, I don't think it would function as hard. But we'll just have to see. It really comes down to how TNC plays out this game one. For TME, man, I can't get over this Urgot pick, man.
Why so, Arctic? What do you love about
I'm a big fan of...
I mean, Urgot. Sorry, Urgot. Urgot is like this champion that has not received a lot of love from us, the players, and technically everyone in league. Ever since he got the rework, okay, he looks different. He looks more, let's say, intimidating. But we've never seen him in actual pro play in the PGS. I think it's the first time we're seeing it in the 2018.
For 2018.
2018.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm talking about 2018. But
So, but still, regardless, ayun na nga guys, nakalock in yung mga composition ng both TNC Pro Team tsaka Team Manila Eagles. Let us know whether kung saan man kayo nanonood, sa Facebook Live ba or sa gaming.youtube.com/phgarena/live, kung sino ang tingin yung mananalo sa game na to based on composition, kahit di sa composition. In general, sino ang paborito nyong team na gusto nyong makitang manalo at eventually mag-proceed sa playoffs at maging champion ng PGS? TNC win ba?
yeah, actually, hashtag TNC win or
Yan, hashtag TME win. Of course, be sure to use those hashtags para mag-trending na rin ng onti yung teams nyo. But we'll find out who will prevail as we head on to the rest.
Here we are now live on the Rift. This is going to be the game one of match 2. TNC Pro Team on the blue side versus Team Manila Eagles on the red side. This is a match that I think is worth watching. Share it with your friends and stay tuned for our Thrill of the Hunt.
Oh yes, of course, Thrill of the Hunt, really good promos. And looking at what's on the field could be a possibility. We could be seeing some
Yasuo.
triples, quadras, and pentas. Come on, Hayes, give it to me with that Yasuo. Pero syempre, depende pa rin yan, gaya nga nasabi ko sa execution ng TNC with the composition that they have on the Rift. Mukhang barkada trip muna tong TNC sa bot lane in the brush.
If you notice, it's most of the time when TNC plays, that's the time where we have a lot of promos. If you put it that way. Because they go for this, happy carry, yung mga Vayne, and also this. Now we have this Yasuo and Twitch. Who knows? Maybe we'll be expecting more multi-kills in this first game, but leave it to a team. They'll try and disengage it with the Alistar and the Jarvan.
You also have to remember, last split, kung di ako nagkakamali, si Marky yung pinakaunang nag-pentakill. And I was casting that game actually when that happened, and I think I went pretty wild. But no, I don't want to go back to that. But the fact lies in this is definitely Thrill of the Hunt fodder for our viewers there.
And when it comes to, let's say, the way it's going to start this jungle run, I would say,
Whoa! TNC, patience is a virtue. Bakbakan.
Orthros zoning out Marky and Rox. They're still not yet backing out. They're just going back and forth. Smite here. Who will take the blue buff? Oh! Burst takes away the blue buff from Coops.
Nice move there by TNC. Definitely proved fruitful for them. And overall, yeah, it was great because it was a 3-on-3, a battle for blue. We'll set Coops back a
lot.
there. Yeah.
A lot, because you don't get the leash from the blue buff, and then you have to force yourself to go to the red buff. And that's going to be tricky because I think Coops, yes, he did use his smite, and he's running the electrocute. So he wants to go in for the snowball.
I don't know. This will slow down Coops just a little bit, but doesn't necessarily deter them. Well, Demon takes a bit of damage there from Marky, level 1 trade.
You gotta be careful. This is a Pogma on the bot lane. So, late game. It's all about scaling. It's all about waiting. We have to be patient with the game itself because this is high level of play here. And, not to mention, Yasuo is here. So, you might want to watch out for that and stay tuned for it.
Ako guys, make sure imbitahan nyo yung mga kaibigan nyo ulit na manood.
Oh my.
Kung di kayo nakapanood last week.
Si Coops, he feels a bit, sad or a bit, offended that hey, you took away my buff, let me do the favor. But again here, that would be Coops. You know, denying that steal, we really want to get back on that EXP, get on even playing field with Coops.
That's a little bit of a setback. Tingnan mo yung difference ni Burst. Level 3 versus level 2. And Coops continuing to try to run away from Burst right there. And I think this may potentially force it back from him. And mas lalo siyang mabibehind. So, looking here at the top side though, a little bit of a trade between Icarus and JLC. But you have to take note, JLC a little bit of an advantage right there because he is an Urgot. Range versus melee, it's a no-brainer. So, yeah.
But what I love about JLC on this Urgot is that when it comes to the clashes, the ganks, it's pretty much that you have no escape. When the ult is on you just have to pray and hope that you get a heal or you get a barrier there. So when it comes to team fights, I'm pretty excited because an Urgot, a Yasuo, and then we're having the Kog'Maw and the Twitch. It's gonna be a really tug of war and then a roller coaster.
But I mean, with all said and done though, even with the range advantage for JLC, look at the CS though, pretty much dead even between Icarus and JLC here. So Icarus pretty much holding his own, regardless of whether or not he might take a few hits here and there. But then again, I like the preemptive move, Doran Shield, followed by the fact that instantly goes for cloth armor just to decrease a little bit of the damage that he takes from JLC from just the auto attacks in general.
Rush that Tabby, deny all the damage. Right now, we're seeing Burst in the bot lane. No wards placed there. It's gonna be a surprise for the Eagles here. Yes, it's blind spot. Goes in with the flash. Artigasol gets knocked up to the air before Marky. He will be locked out with a permafrost. He won't be escaping that. And the first blood will be going to Demon.
Great coordination there by TNC, knowing na naka-down yung flash ni Marky. Goes straight at it. Burst had no hesitation whatsoever to flash in to get that knock-up. And obviously paid off. First blood. Good start for TNC.
Great gank by Burster and immediately giving an advantage as the first blood. And now Hayes does dodge that airborne knockup, and that's going to be the win wall to block that sleepy bubble trouble.
A little bit unfortunate there. I think it could have
reflexes there.
Yeah, reflexes indeed. Plus, I think once Coops went for that flag and drag right in, could have walked a little bit more northeast just so that Hayes couldn't get the E to get nearer to the comfort of his turret. Because if Coops walked a little bit northeast, wouldn't have granted Hayes that opportunity to have that dash to safety much more faster.
And it's also the fact that for Hayes, he had the reflex sidestep.
Yeah.
Then, go in, flash out. So he didn't flash out. It was the reflex of the wind wall. Gotta hand it. And for now, first blood again, went on to TNC. So we're nearing our 6-minute mark here. And for gold lead, it's on the side of TNC because of not just the first blood. We're seeing some differences in CS. Very slight. It's not that big of a deal. But come to level 6. Come with a Cho'Gath with the feast. Now you're talking.
There you go. Let's go in and see though if Icarus can hold out. But gaya na sinasabi ko kanina, upon checking on him every now and then, definitely holding his own. Take note, Glacial Shroud, another proactive move to make sure that he does, I would say he does well, but at least make sure that he could take whatever damage comes his way from JLC until such time he does reach a much more comfortable point in the game.
Yan ang sulit. Glacial Shroud gets the armor, cooldown, mana, then get the Righteous Glory, an item you need to have on a Cho'Gath. If you don't have it, you're not a Cho'Gath. You gotta rush that item no matter what. So that's pretty much a worth item for Cho'Gath. What's this? Look at that. 3 members in the blue side of TME. They're gonna commit to this. Ooh, they're pretty much sticking to this. We want this blue buff, so can you just go away? Let us have it in peace. But the Eagles, they don't want to give it away just yet. Smite is available for first, but Coops is level 4. Smite advantage is in the side of TME, and that's going to be the Eagles going in with a driver and a heal will spurt. Unbreakable is there to deny damage from Marky, but Demon will be taking down Coops. That's going to be Coops down for the count. Marky flashes away, escapes, and Trevor trying to deal damage with that Zoe. A re-engage perhaps from Rocks. That's it. Knocks up the Sejuani, and Trevor snipes him with that Zoe, and leaving behind Marky. Knocks him to the air. That's the Yasuo with the ult down. That's going to be teleport coming in with... Oh, well, actually, that's going to be teleport cancelled because Trevor will be sweeping this up.
indeed. In the midst of this, though,
No
Orthros
help,
has to back
flash,
away.
and triple kill. There we go. And now, make it a quadra perhaps, because Trevor, he has to back away. Very careful, but I think Hayes, he is trying his best to stall here. Uga sweeping blade, one more Q. No!
Not enough right there, but at the end of
Sayang.
the day, that ends in a 4-4-3 in
Meanwhile,
favor
up
of
top. No, I think the teleport was cancelled by Burst. Good thing, I think it was JLC doing the work, sir.
Yeah, I probably got the flip
I think
to potentially cancel out that teleport. But overall, in terms of the numbers, definitely a lot of value for TME right there, particularly for Trevor, getting all those kills 4-0.
4-0. Wait, what?
Pretty rapsa. I mean,
That's pretty delicious.
yes.
And for 4-0 start on the Zoe, I have to say for Trevor, he's going to have a good time. He does have the unsealed spellbook, yes. And with a 4-0 lead, that is a huge step up in terms of gold lead. Gets the Morello, gets, can rush that item.
Man, but that's going to be crazy because with that Morello and Omicron, with that early 20% cooldown reduction, imagine just how much more accessible you are to just throwing out skills. And gaya nga ng sinasabi ko kanina nung match 1, we'll just have to check out this replay first though. So, Coops, going down early in this game, pero take note of Trevor's positioning. Just nobody from TNC even considers to try to stop him, but then again,
Look at that
deceptively,
snipe coming in.
exactly,
Boom, boom,
great
pow.
snipe right there. Tapos, I think it's a little bit deceptive as well because you'd think that, oh, Trevor's probably not going to be doing much because mukhang medyo mababa yung mano niya. But I think by the time Trevor's
Oh.
skills are up is pretty much just enough. I mean, just landing those skill shots as is, we know that fact that Zoe does massive damage, so doesn't really need as much mana because as long as he lands every skill shot, makes the most of it, then that in itself is mission accomplished right there.
And Rox gets bamboozled there, and that's going to be a cleanup. Almost a close call for Trevor, but he gets the last hit. He gets the kill. Then, in the top lane, it's going to be JLC getting picked up with a Yasuo. 3 members of TME will dive under the turret. No, you're not getting anywhere. Marky picks up the kill onto Demon, and that's going to be the passive. Perhaps? Nope. He will survive, and Cubes will finish it up with a Dragon Strike.
Not bad for TME right there. Able to get
First
both
turret.
Demon and Orthros. Not to mention, they will be battling for turret. But take note, there's also a shove towards top side.
Okay, this is obviously going to go to TNC. Look at how low that turret is, and they were the first ones to make that move. And the first turret will be going to TNC Pro Team.
But at the same time, even with first turret going to the side of TNC, you have to take note, 2 turrets taken away in exchange.
Okay.
So that's a
Nice way to level the playing field.
Yeah.
But now, TME, they were in the bot lane, goes toward the Infernal. Now they can get more value from this. Let's see. Will the TNC Pro Team contest? I don't think they're in the position to do so, because 3 members, yeah, they were in the top lane. So, great rotation from the Eagles.
great play right there. And take note, by taking mid and bottom lane, definitely grants them easier control over this Inferno Drake just because they don't have to worry about TNC having that safety of the outer turrets towards mid and bot respectively.
You know, I'm waiting for the time where, let's say, there's this 5-man knockup. Ace is just there and says, it's my time to shine. And that's what you're waiting for. And when you're the Yasuo, you need to go for the sets, the knockups, and the clash. And I think TNC, they do have the tools to do that. But for TME, they also have the tools to deny it. They have the Alistar.
Exactly, but we'll just have to see if Rox can live up to that. So far, looking pretty good overall for TME, but then again, still pretty even on the scoreboards here. So we'll just have to see how it eventually transitions as we head into later
Sakto, ah.
parts.
Parehas yung gold. Walang kaiba. It's just the turret score and the map control.
Exactly. So I'd say TNC definitely holding their own out there. I think this is gonna be a better test later on as we do hit the mid and late game, because early game pretty much either way. So it will come to a point where we'll have to hold off right there. Looks like Coops going for sneaky sa Rift Herald. I wonder kung maamoy ito ng TNC though.
I don't think so, because it is in the. I think for TNC, they don't have much vision on the river. So you were saying, Arctic, what were you talking about?
Well, I gotta point this out real quick though. I like how TME making the proactive move to go for Rift Herald because it's also a bit safer since the bot lane turret has already been taken. Sending Marky and Rocks, that gives you much more numbers, including jungler and mid lane when going for that Rift Herald. So not bad.
It's going to be TME getting the Rift Herald, so it's more on TME just going for those safe, free objectives that's there in plain sight. They'll take it away to get the Infernal and the Rift Herald. At least when it comes to some macro play, they do have it.
But we'll just have to see, man. Still, one thing I'm looking at here for both sides is who is in a pretty okay. Whoa, Drowsy though.
Won't be committing in. There's some breakable blocks that hit. There's the knockup, but Hayes won't commit because he sees Coops. He sees Rocks. There's the flash and knockup and the lockdown from the Cataclysm. That's going to be knockback, but it'll be Yasuo going back in with the last press, but Trevor will be finishing off.
Oh man,
Oh,
it
he
looks
got
like
it.
they aren't done just
Where's
yet.
the snipe? Here it comes. It's gonna hurt.
Yautza, GLC.
Righteous Glory, Demons up there, 4 members of TME. There's the trouble there, forcing out a flash from Demon. Members of TME are low. Demon can go in and get the Quadra baby. He does have... Oh, sadly he did use the ultimate free. Garena, and that's just going to be JLC. Zoning them out. Pops the stasis by some time, and the snipe, yes, and the last hit with the auto. Trevor is godlike on this Zoe.
Quite the extended fight right there, but at the end of the day, you can't deny the fact na TME pa rin ang medyo mas nakakuha ng value out of all that as far as number of kills, plus the fact that pressure is on for TNC. So, at the back of my mind, I'm wondering how TNC will be able to go about the game within these next few minutes.
I think everything went to hell when Trevor got 4 kills in that blue pit. Because 4-0 on a Zoe and now 7-0-1. Boy, I gotta say he is fed.
And look at that, 15 minutes into the game, already has 2 items completed. Leandre
Fed.
Stormont plus the Morellonomicon. Let's go ahead and check out what happened here, though. So, knock up onto Trevor, though, wasn't quite followed up by Hayes because he was in the state of drowsiness. And just from here on out, Hayes tries to go
Back with the last
for the back,
breath.
but just not quite enough there. And this was just TME at this point.
Snipe.
Numbers were in their advantage. Great skill shot thrown out by Trevor once again to secure the kill onto Burst. So
What a performance from Trevor Zoe. He is stepping up and anti-fun. Anti-fun Zoe. Can you blame the players here for hating Zoe? But can you love the players who are using it to this
almost.
mini heart attack? But I'm saying, players who use this champion so effectively. We did see Calculated playing Zoe on Naga. Then we now seeing Trevor playing as Zoe. Also, Light played Zoe kanina.
Light was my favorite one thus far.
Teach me.
Teach me, senpai.
Teach me how to Zoe.
Teach me how to Zoe. But still, looking at TNC, looks like they're starting to make sure that they don't surrender control of vision sa side ng jungle nila
my.
to TME. Okay.
That's my bro right there. I got your back.
yeah.
You got my back, I got your back. The wind wall is there and Unbreakable is there. It's more about, for TNC, they cannot, roam around their map because that Zoe is just going to snipe them up, make you sleepy and then just kill you off. I mean, Zoe is this cute little murder.
Pretty much. And you also can't discount the fact na in the midst of TNC being limited to their map, TME as well, they're making great work,
Okay.
making sure that they have good control so that di basta-basta nakakagala yung TNC.
Rocks knocks back Burst, and Trevor is there with the blue buff. So, endless barrage of Paddle Starch, endless barrage of bubbles. Expect hell in the bot lane. They're prepping up. That's the Tempest for knockup, but it'll just be TNC. Grouping up, Glacial Prison will not connect. Trevor flashes away. He is still alive and kicking. TNC, no more tools to re-engage. We're forced to just siege under this turret.
Exactly, and take
But Coops has tools to engage. Coops has the flash and the ult. They're grouped up. What's this? TME making the move, slowly creeping to TNC. TNC backing away to their inhibitor turret. And now TME securing vision on the red side. It's a matter of guessing game here. And yeah, get that bubble and just pray for your life.
And that's the tricky part with TNC here. The moment they start losing out on their ammo, there's not really much they can do once TME tries to look for a fight. So, upon the loss of Glacial Prison, nakita natin nandun na yung TNC just kind of holding back because they can't really go all out if ever a fight did ensue versus Team Manila Eagles. And with that, Team Manila Eagles, amidst everything, get a turret, get a dragon, that's pretty
Get
solid.
everything. All free. Thank you very much. But it's the fact that TNC made the smart choice by sieging the turret. They knew that they didn't have the resources. No more Righteous Glory. The Glacial Prison is gone. The Fissure is just used as a disengage, as a last-minute safety. So, smart choice of TNC. They're showing a bit of restraint and also adaptability.
Exactly.
This is what you expect from a pro team. And I love how TNC pro team, they're showing this us and just quickly changing how they play. So now they're grouping up. They don't want to get, that right there, it's just a heart attack. Because, my God.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty much gonna be a point wherein hindi tayo basta-basta mamamaalam kay Zoe. So yeah,
I love
players really have to try to look for a way to work around that. Either I don't think it's necessarily ban-worthy. I think it's just really about it's really about the fancy footwork and making sure that your composition isn't a sitting duck to allow Zoe to just land those skill shots.
There's their duck right there. What were you saying about Zoe? Like, you said a Tagalog word.
Which one?
Something about Zoe, then you said Tagalog word.
Oh man, I can't recall. But basically, the gist of what I was saying here is, it's probably gonna be a scenario wherein we're gonna be seeing Zoe in the long run. It's not gonna be something that they're gonna. I highly doubt there's gonna be like a huge nerf hammer in the next patch, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We'll just have to see. But yeah, the gist of it is that it's all about trying to work around that at this point, especially in this game. If you're TNC, you have to try to find a way to work around Trevor's Zoe. Kaya lang, it's tricky because you have to work around Zoe as a champion.
Fight for the blue buff.
Not just that, but
You don't care about the objectives. You don't care about the Baron. You care about the blue buff. That's the important thing right there. That's what they need.
we'll just
And they take it. So, that's going to be... Oh, wait, no. Oh!
Trevor getting this right there. He'll gladly take it. A little extra mana, a little extra cooldown.
I'm choking. Oh my God. Trevor just snatches that blue buff away. Feels bad. Feels very disheartening because what team is doing is just returning the favor of what TNC did to Copes in the early game.
Exactly.
Karma is back. And we did see that in the jungle and now in the top and now in their blue
Ooh.
side.
Are they gonna try something here? Both support
Control
and
ward.
jungler?
Yan gusto nila. Yung ward. Take that down and make it 2 wards. So they're like, wait, there's 2 wards. We have to back away. That's too much. We have to back off.
And ito yung sinasabi ko kanina pa na TME, even amidst all the proactivity to make plays, along with that, they've always been on top of their vision game. Whilst TNC, this just kind of limits them. It cripples them in a way because as much as you want to think that, hey, TNC, they can just hold their ground a bit, look for the right opportunity, just farm whatever counts that they can. But you can't really do that as much with TME. Always, yung fear na baka andun yung TME just because they're all over the map. They're in control of a good portion of TNC's own side of the jungle. So, yeah, it's tricky for TNC right now.
They need more control and need more pickup. This is what they might need. But just because the TNC has not enough vision in the Baron Pit, they'll just simply back off. They don't know what's there in the fog of war. Why risk it? And when the time when Baron is alive, next drake is Ocean. So for TNC, they're making a smart move and not really chasing the kills there. They're trying to lure them in because they have the Yasuo and the Twitch. It's a matter of just using it correctly. But for Coops, he's running the electrocute, but he has the Solari, so he's gonna dive. He's gonna die for sure. Look at Coops. And he's not gonna dive. He's locked down, but and there is the knockup blast, the combo. Hayes is doing the Icarus there, but 4. Hayes again. This Yasuo is the engage that they need. And double kill right there. And look at that. As I said, wait for them to come to you and then BAM!
That's what I've been looking for from TNC. Just that moment. They look for that right opportunity na on the same page. That
Baron!
go for that wombo
Go to
combo.
the Baron!
That is gonna be big, man.
Baron!
Baron.
Teka lang, anong death timer there? Okay, 6 seconds on the Coops. Can they go for the Baron? They have the Feast, the Yum Num Num, and they have the Smite.
And I mean, Trevor is within the
Oh.
vicinity. It's a
Wait lang.
little bit of a tricky steal
Hello,
here.
Trevor, I want to take your Baron. I have the Unbreakable. You're not getting the Baron.
Great
What's
dodge
this?
coming for Arthros. Ooh.
1,000 health. Okay. Very close though. Engage. Righteous Glory pop by Rock. Coops is here. Sleep onto the Braum. The order will back up. And TME, they're going for the support. Arthros with a stand behind me. Rejoins Hayes and escapes that fight. And now for TME, they want to punish TNC, but the Baron recall is there. And now it's going to be a kind of a mini reset, but for TME, they were trying to go for it. Who can we pick off? It's so hard. There's the Braum and there's the Yas for the safety. But let's have a replay in the bot lane. Look at this clash.
Exactly. Kung titignan niyo yung positioning ng TME, they're so clumped together. And it just allowed
Look at
TNC.
that.
That's
Beautiful.
just basically textbook right there. The stars align for you, knock them up, and Hayes is just going to clean it all up from there. Together with the damage coming from Demon in the backline. Absolutely amazing from TNC. If anything, that's probably more of TME's mistake for allowing themselves to be clumped like that.
And now with the Barons in the hands of TNC Pro Team, they can now start getting objectives for themselves. And yeah, you hold the enemy air with the last breath, then let Demon just use the Twitch with a spray, and then done. It's like, it's easy. There you go. Problem solved. Put them all in the air and let Demon deal the damage. No matter who gets the kill, in the end, what matters is who destroys the Nexus.
Let's go ahead and see though, with that epiphany for TME, I'm expecting that
Get
they
some turrets.
would be a little bit more wary of, okay guys, we probably shouldn't be sticking together too much and allow ourselves to
We
be...
shouldn't be diving turrets when you're seeing a Braum with a disengage with the glacial fissure. That's what happened. And you also have that powerful slow zone.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, looking at Hayes here,
Put
getting
him siya.
chased down.
He wants to kill. Yeah, so whoa, he does get out to the air. That's gonna be last breath. And I think he regrets his decision. Flashes away. Goops is coming here for the response and the assistance. Okay, I think Hayes is not going to make it alive here, but his team will be chasing down Trevor. He does pop the stasis, denies the suppress from the prison, but I have to say, there's still that CC on that Sejuani and Braum. And with TME focused on the bot, TNC are now on the mid lane with the Baron buff.
TME, they were a little bit distracted there by trying to want to get Hayes. They were able to succeed though, but at the cost of an inner turret.
Trade,
Of course,
trade the mid lane for the mid lane.
good thing for TNC here, for TME here though rather, is that even with TNC having that Baron, they weren't really able to get as much value preferentially. You probably would have wanted to try to push the boundaries a little bit. You are back on equal ground. Try to go for maybe, try to penetrate at least a portion of their base to an inhibitor turret maybe, just so that you have much more to work with. Because once that Baron is down, you're back on equal terrain, both teams.
You would think that, yes, they're on equal grounds right now. Kill score equal, gold lead. And not really much anyone's favor, just 1k on the TNC side. The question is, TNC, they can be the ones to start the clashes. They can be the ones to disengage with the glacial fissure. And that's going to be Hayes putting up to the air, and then Demon will deal the damage. But for TME, do they have the same mechanics as TNC? Yes, they have the Alistar, but Alistar is not that powerful compared to a Braum when it comes to disengage. Because more on set, it's how TME, how can they use their tools, in a more creative way, and perhaps, secure, let's say, pickups. Because they have a Zoe. Can they just go for the pickup place with a Zoe?
I mean, of course, it will depend on if Trevor can land his skill shots. And I think overall, it's pretty high percentage from what we've seen there. So we'll just have to see. It's just that's the thing. Most of what I've been seeing from Trevor...
Oh god, look
Ooh.
at that crit. That hurts. a lot.
But yeah, that's the tricky part I've been seeing from Trevor on this Zoe. If you're gonna compare him to Light from earlier, the thing with Light is that it's so on point
Hello.
in terms of direction, in
Knocks through
terms
the air.
of range. Ooh.
Selber coming in. They're going to be sandwiched here. They have to escape this. This is a choke zone. TNC with a knock up there with a glacial freeze, and that's going to be a lockdown on to Rocks. And he does try to get away. And no, Koops does get the kill. Gets killed by the Yasuo. They should have just backed off.
Ooh, TNC. Let's go ahead and see what they're gonna get out of this. Koops is down, so this could be the opportunity for TNC na makakuha pa ng dagdag na turrets. Let's go ahead and see what configuration they go for across the lane. Nasa mid lane si Hayes, amidst other members are leaning towards the top side. So let's go ahead and see. 14 seconds na lang though before Koops gets up. So I think TME should be able to defend just fine. So here we go.
And the Baron will be live in 1 minute and 53 seconds. Now they're going to be playing the cap game. Go for the surprise. One crit there. Oh, he sees it. That's going to be flash in by Demon. Trying to take down Mark. He does make it out alive. Now it's going to be TME returning the favor with a pincer down with a teleport play from JLC. Looking down 3 members there. But Demon is just dealing so much damage and just zoning at the members of TME. Knock up there. And Hayes goes in with the last press. Takes down Marky with the help of the Cho'Gath.
Wow, that is amazing. Looks
Under
like this
turret, trying to get away.
Maybe
GLC just camping around, dancing around the turret. Can this be a turnaround? Yes, it's going to be with the help of the turret. Yeah, no, the gets down to the air. Hayes is here, but I don't think GLC can take down that Shogun with the ace of the game. That's going to be TNC taking down this inner top lane turret.
well played by TNC, great collapse. And that last play right there from Hayes, exact timing with the wind wall to ensure that both him and Ikaros survive to tell the tale. That was pretty impressive. Had it been played out wrong, JLC could have cleaned up, but because of a well-placed wind wall as well as positioning, man, TNC really showing some fight in them, really showing that they belong not only in the PGS, but as a potential contender in the top of the ladder.
And not just that, it's the fact that Marky cannot, be safe just yet.
Yes.
That's why they have the Cho'Gath. The long range knock up that is very subtle. But let's see the breakdown of that replay.
Yeah, so look at this though. TNC Demon just absolutely fearless going into the fight. But then again, he has the protection of the rest of his teammates. So we see a flank maneuver coming in here from JLC. But then again, amidst all the chaos that's happening here, it's just that...
Look at Hayes with that last breath.
Exactly.
Sakto.
Plus the fact that, Timmy, they were a little bit scattered here, and Marky was pretty vulnerable towards the end of this. They were kind of, like you mentioned, it was a little bit of a pincer. They were around TNC, but then again, it also left some of the other factors that they should be protecting vulnerable. And, man, Baron. Is up, though.
Okay, let's get straight to it. TNC starting the Baron. TME, they don't want to give a second Baron to TNC Pro Team. They will try to contest this Baron. Let's see how things turn out for them. The Baron will reset, so TNC will change their mind. They won't continue the Baron, so TME will respect that and go back to, do what they love doing. Just push out the lanes, that's what you should do. And go for the pickups there. That's going to be their Unbreakable, denying the damage from Trevor. That is tricky. That is annoying because when you're dealing with an annoying champion like Zoe, get another champion that's equally as annoying. Abram.
And look at things right now. As this game goes along, TNC actually seeing lead in terms of gold with a 5,000 difference. And this could continue to climb if they continue to play their cards right.
They have to be careful because Icarus on this Cho'Gath and then burst on the Sejuani. You need to watch where you step around the map because that Rupture, long range lockup, that's a free kill for Hayes because he can just quickly bypass the front line of TME, then just go straight to Marky because that is a Kong Mao, and right now at this point of the game is a high priority target. Very valued, and they need to remove that threat.
Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out the stats for TME here as far as how KDA is distributed. I mean, it's a given. We've been highlighting how Trevor clearly spearheading the fray para dito sa Team Manila Eagles, sitting at an 8-2. Other carries not quite in the same standard as far as having a better KDA. But then again, the good thing here for Marky at least is that... Let's see how this goes.
Yes,
though.
there's knockup. That's to be engaged by the Eagles of Glacial Prison. Will suppress them. Fissure is there for the slow. The Coops goes in with the Cataclysm. Rocks takes down Demon. But looks like TNC will take down the ADC. It's the battle of the tanks and the mages right now. But for Hayes, he's on a Yasuo. He has more damage. And DPS with Icarus taking down Coops.
That was a little bit cluttered for Team Manila Eagles there. And ultimately ending in a 1-for-3. I
Yes.
wonder, will TNC try to push for this
Second
Baron?
Baron. That's the difficulty of a Zoe because you deny the Battle Star, then Zoe is pretty much useless because her only damage is what? The Q and the W passive. Yeah, that's it. But who can you burst at this point? I mean, two beefy tanks, wind wall, unbreakable. They're just not gonna cut it out. And now for TNC, they're trying to get the Baron and TME trying their best to deny it, but they don't have the smite. But TNC does. They secure the second Baron of the game.
I think the tricky part here is that Trevor isn't quite given enough room to just really maneuver around this Zoe. If anything, these fights are just so fast that it's... Okay, let's go ahead and check out what's happening here in the replay, though. So, if you notice, it's a little bit of a clumped fight here. But then again, because of how TNC... What I like about this is that they're always on the same page. They always focus on a single target. Whilst TME, they can't quite find their footing as far as trying to hit that prime target. They did go for a demon, but after that, there wasn't really as much to work with from there. But let's see, TNC will be going for this Mountain Drake.
Let's drift towards the Mountain Drake here. TNC will be soaring the mountain and secure it. Uncontested. So, question on everyone's mind. What can Trevor do on this Zoe?
I think it's not really much Trevor. It's just really the rest of Team Manila Eagles.
They have to step up too, in a sense.
Yeah, because if you're going to look at Trevor, I think his positioning is pretty much good. You know, you don't want to really be too in on the fight
It's
when
just
you're a Zoe.
the Braum and the Yasuo is so annoying
Yeah.
for Trevor to, because you deflect the Q, that's majority of your damage.
I think the tricky part here is that whenever TME tries to go for a juicier target on TNC, let's say like Demon, like Haze, since TNC, they're kind of clumped up together, there's not really much you can do when you're TME to just kind of go with the clump because you want to try to go for those squishy targets. And Garena Sabico, when you get clumped up, you just make it easier for Haze to land his ultimate when you get knocked up. So, looking at things here though, looks like TNC, tingnan natin kung anong value ang makukuha naman nila with this second Baron. Hopefully, this will be the time that with this Baron buff could finally penetrate TME's base,
But
get an
they'll
inhibitor.
try their best to defend this incoming wave. They can try and do it, but it's the fact that the wave clear is difficult because you're seeing a Shogun and a Braum protecting the minions, especially this cannon minion, will just slowly chunk it down. Look at that, battle of the cannon minion. But now the smite is there, so they will take down the cannon minion. But it's just a matter of time before the minions. The minion wave does collapse onto the bot lane right now. TNC can just go for a dive. Righteous Glory pop. They want to engage. Trevor trying his best to burst down Demon, but he just dodges out. He's just positioned very far back and safe. Pearson is now on the
Ooh.
Trevor. They might collapse onto him. That's going to be Hayes with the last press. Takes down Trevor. And it's time for TNC to clean up this fight. No more mage. The ADC is dead. And they've invaded the base.
Oh man, looks like this could potentially be it. 2 members of TME left. I don't think they'll be able to defend any more rocks. The last surviving member, but no, he goes down. That will be the ace. That will be the game. Wow, TNC.
Look at that composition. TNC playing around their composition. The advantage they have, the tankiness, and the fact that they can deny damage from the Zoe. This is going to be TNC Pro Team securing game 1 of match 2.
GG, well played. And I think with that game 1, it's just a really great showing of what TNC is capable of. Tapos, it just worked really well for them at the end of the day. I think I brought this up in week 2. What I'm seeing here from the TNC right now that we haven't seen in previous split is that I think in general this is a better roster. They work much more better. You could definitely tell that the synergy is pretty much almost always there, and there's always a clear game plan. And I don't know, man. This is gonna be very tricky. I'm not even sure how Game 2 is gonna be going after what just prevailed on Summoner's Rift right there. So we'll just have to see. I'm very excited.
We'll see that after the short break, but for Team Manila Eagles, they have to step up and try and take away at least 1 point or maybe go for a reverse sweep. But for TNC, I gotta say the positioning of Demon, the fact that they're playing so grouped up because they know that there's a Zoe, they cannot move alone. You know, group up, protect each other, and that's what they did, and that's what they won the first game. So, we have been Shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan. With me was Arctic. See you after the short break for the continuation of Match 2. Game 2 will be up in just short a while. Advantage in the side of TME, and that's going to be the Eagles going in with a driver and a heel wall spread. Unbreakable is there to deny damage from Marky, but Demon will be taking out Coops. That's going to be Coops down for the count. Marky flashes away, escapes, and Trevor trying to deal damage with that Zoe. A re-engage perhaps from Rocks. That's it. Knocks up the Sigourney, and Trevor snipes him with that Zoe, and leaving behind Marky. Knocks into the air. That's the Yasuo with the ult down. That's going to be Teleport coming in with... Oh, actually, that's going to teleport cancelled because Trevor will be sweeping this up. In the midst of this, though, no hell back in, triple kill. There we go. And now, making a corner trap because Trevor gets back away. Very careful, but I think Hayes, he is trying his best to stall here. Uga sweeping blade, one more Q. No!
Not enough right there, but at the end of the day,
though, that ends with committing in. There's some breakable blocks that hit. There's the knockup, but Hayes won't commit because he sees Coop. He sees Rocks. There's the flash and knockup and a lockdown from the Cataclysm. That's going to be back, but it will be Yasuo going back in with a last press, but Trevor will be finishing off.
Oh man,
Oh,
it
he
looks
got
like they
it.
aren't done just
Where's
yet.
the snipe? Here it comes. It's gonna hurt.
It's a GLC.
Righteous Glory, Demons up there for members of TME. There's the trouble there, forcing out a flash from Demon. Yeah, he's not gonna die. He's locked down with a cruiser, and there's the knockup plus the combo. Hayes is with the Icarus there for 4. Hayes, again, this Yasuo is the age that they need. And double kill right there, and look at that. This is a choke zone. TNC with a knockup there with a Glacier Freeze, and that's going to be a lockdown. It's Rocks, and he does try to get away, and no, Coops does get the kill, gets killed by the Yasuo. They should have just backed up by Demon, trying to take down Mark. He does make it out alive. Now it's going to be TME returning the favor with a pincer down with a teleport play from JLC. Looking down 3 members there, but Demon is just dealing so much damage and just zoning out the members of TME. Knock up there, and Hayes goes in with the last press, takes down Marky with the help of the Joker.
Wow, that is amazing. Looks
Under
like this
turret, trying to get away.
Maybe
GLC just camping around, dancing around the turret. Can this be a turnaround? Yes, it's going to be with the help of the turret. Yeah, no, the gets down to the air. Hayes is here, but I don't think GLC can take down that. That's the knockup. That's the main engage by the Eagles on Facial Prison. Will suppress them. Fissure is there. For the Coops goes in with a Cataclysm. Rocks takes down Demon. But looks like TNC will take down the ADC. It's the battle of the tanks and the mages right now. But for Hayes, he's on a Yasuo. He has more damage. And DPS with Icarus taking down.
that was a little bit cluttered.
His best. The first time he just dodged it out. He's just positioned very far back in space. Now on Trevor. They might collapse onto him. That's going to be Hayes with the last press. Takes down Trevor. And it's time for TNC to clean up this fight. No more mage. The ADC is dead. And they've invaded the base.
Oh man, looks like this could potentially be it. 2 members of TME left. I don't think they'll be able to defend any more Rocks, the last surviving member. But no, he goes down. That will be the ace. That will be the game. Wow, TNC.
Look at that composition. TNC playing around their compositions. The advantage they have, the tankiness, and the fact that they can deny damage from the Zoe. This is going to be TNC Pro Team securing game 1 of match 2.
GG, well played. And
I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my old life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower.